Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 76. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Two special guests in the building. These here is my folks. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Leak. I'm Leak. Walique. Cousin.
Yeah, y'all ain't got to thought your governments or nothing like that. All right, that's Leak and that's G. Copy that. This here is Both Sides of the Wall Part 4. Both Sides of the Wall Part 4. Welcome home. We got to hit the rundown first, though. E-Block Radio Network. Every Monday, 2 o'clock, E-Block Radio Network. Tuesdays, GFT Radio Network. Wednesdays is 216 The Blend. That's 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Thursdays, WTNUphilly.com at 12:30. Friday, I Say Podcast Radio Network at 10 a.m. And then we go Saturdays at THC Media at 10 a.m. Custom Hustle World. Custom Hustle World is my clothing line on Instagram. You follow that on Twitter at Custom Hustle Co. Custom jackets, jerseys. We got the baseball jerseys, the hockey jerseys, the basketball jerseys, the jackets, the baby clothes. All of that shit is in. H2H Cleaning, my cleaning company. Also follow that at H2H Cleaning. We are a tri-state area situation, but if you make it worth my while, I will slide. Now, Both Sides of the Wall. This is part 4, Welcome Home edition. We're gonna start this one off with Leak. How long was you down? How long you been home, and what's the adjustment to coming home been? The biggest adjustment for you being home?
I was down 16 and a half. I've been home 9 months. And the biggest adjustment I have to say is being patient. For me, that's the thing is like, when you come home, you want to be fast about doing everything and getting somewhere. And that's when you start to stumble, when you're moving too fast. So that's the biggest thing for me is to have patience. Then again, that might not be an adjustment because being inside there, if you don't develop patience, I mean, you ain't got a chance of getting out.
Right. Well, not the difference in that patience that you're talking about is you feel like you got to play catch up for the last 16 and a half and trying to make everything happen all in one swoop.
Yeah, but see, but it ain't about playing catch up because that's the one thing I do have in my mind that I'm not trying to play catch up. What's gone, what's missed is missed. So good. So like I ain't even like thinking about that. But like coming home and trying to do things right. And that's the kind of patience I'm talking about, not be in the rush to, okay, you come home and at my age, just like I feel though I should already have at my age. But coming home, just starting life again at my age. The thing about the patience is you see everything. And it ain't so much as, damn, I want that. It's just that you feel like, damn, I'm a grown man, so I gotta have my own. I don't want to be on nobody else's time. Mm-hmm. Like, as far as the adjustments, as far as I'm saying, we're men and we wasn't born in jail. And for some of us that got that mental and emotional fortitude, like, we ain't got to worry about coming out here and as far as the adjustments things, we've got to live life. We've been out here living. So for some of us that ain't, stuck, stepping outside of that place and letting that shit go, it's kind of easy. Just letting it go.
I feel you. I feel that.
You know what I mean? For some of us, like, but once we out of there, because some of us, our minds we wasn't stuck in there anyway. We always thought about getting out here. You know what I mean? So for some of us, it's like stepping out here, it's like, okay, that's behind us. Our focus is here. You know what I mean? But the biggest adjustment for her might be just to, like, in there, you're around everything and you're stuck in the middle of everything because you're living with everybody in them blocks, in that box. So out here now, like, it's easier to remove yourself from situations. I mean, and you ain't got to be around people that you don't want to be around, that you don't like, or people that don't like you or that hate you. So, but the biggest thing, adjustment out here is to basically not get involved in a lot of things. As far as you coming home and you miss so much time in relationships that you're used to having with certain people, with family, with friends and all that kind of stuff, all that stuff has changed because they've been out here living. So the biggest adjustment is to realize that even for the people who were in contact with you out there, the biggest adjustment is that when you get out here, your relationship with everybody is different.
All right, G, you go in on that one now.
Yeah, G, I was down 14 years. I've been home 2 years now. I feel like I'm doing fairly well. My biggest adjustment was basically, and to piggyback off some of the things Leak was talking about, my biggest adjustment was just how fast everything was, because it's like I don't have enough time in the day to do
Mute your camera
most
until
of
you
the
gonna talk,
things
Leak.
that.
Oh, how
Mute
you
your
do that?
camera until you gonna talk.
Would I just hit it?
Yeah,
But
just hit the mute button. Yeah,
Oh,
you got
mute.
music in the background. Go ahead, G.
Yeah,
You good.
just not having the time of the day, because when I was
Fuck it, don't worry about it. You can't find it. Don't
I
worry
got
about
it.
we good.
This is what happens when niggas just come home, y'all. They don't be used to technology and shit. Go ahead, G.
Yeah, like I was saying, man, like, when you're away, man, you really you if you smart anyway, you start planning things, right? And you plan to do this, plan to do that, and a lot of times you try to set out to plan something and it doesn't go that way. Like, you come out here, you might have expectations. People have been telling you this, telling you that, like, I got you. And you come out here and it's not none of that. It's not none of that stuff, man. So you really have to adjust to the speed of life, how fast life is moving, and then also the expectation that you had, the failures of people actually not having those things that you thought that you was going to get from them. So for me, that was easy, because I never really wanted to depend. Even when I was away, I never depended on people too much. Hank, that I never try to lean on people too much, and you pretty much you roll with me the whole way through. You know what I mean? And it would be more so, damn, send me some pictures, this, that, and the third. So I really don't. I pretty much don't try not to rely on people so much, but you would think that guys was telling you all these dreams, you might come out here and it's not that. So you really gotta like put your grown man shorts on out here and really, buckle in and adjust to that. But just how fast life was for me and how everyone is different. Nobody is really like, shorties that was out here, they're grown now. They're not little kids anymore. They're grown now. And you are coming out here, grown man, because I was away, like I said, 14 years. So coming out here, man, sometimes you can have that same mentality as being young, but then you got to realize like everything is really different and you just having to adjust to all of that. And so, man, that's really it for me.
All right, so now let me give it to y'all from this is why it's both sides of the wall. Now let me give it to you from the other side. One, if you know me, like G said, I'm gonna take the whole ride type of nigga. We not just brothers and all of that while we home and everything's good. You know what I'm saying? While niggas is down, you don't act like they disappeared and fell off the face of the earth. That's just the way I look at shit. But this is why I never tell, both of y'all could attest to this. I never tell you I can do or am going to do nothing if I can't do it. If you tell me, yo, I need $50 for whatever, if I got it, and I'm gonna tell you, all right, look, when it land on Thursday, I'm gonna send it. When it land on Tuesday, I'm gonna send it. If I ain't got it though, I'm not gonna tell you that it's coming. That way you don't, like you said, niggas selling you a dream, building up them expectations, and now you in a bad situation. The adjustment for us on the other side is reintegrating you into our everyday life. In a situation where with y'all now, Leak, I was talking to Leak every damn day. I talked to Leak probably 2-3 times a day sometimes. So me and him was still like on the phone all the time, and I'm still maneuvering and all of that, able to still talk to him. Because I know, all right, when he called, it's cool. Me and you was more so on the paper. We was more so on the letters type time. Yeah, we jump on the phone every now and again, but even then, like I came up and seen you a couple times and all of that. But it's actually going like, damn, because when a nigga in jail, you're gonna hear from him. I know for me, I know I'm gonna hear from you a certain amount of times. Then you got to readjust to like, well, damn, I ain't talked to Leak in 2-3 weeks. I talk this nigga every day. You know what I'm saying? But you got to readjust and also understand that he got kids and all of that he got to readjust to. He got different situations to readjust to. Leak, we're using this video. Niggas are going to be killing you for eating on camera. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just said, the day G came home, as soon as we got done the podcast, I ran straight up and go see G. I ain't seen G since he came home, since that day. Now the shutdown happened the next week and all of that, but it's the same
Yeah, that was
situation.
crazy. I came out here and basically got locked right
You
back
came
up.
home Sunday. You came home Sunday. By like Thursday, it was like, no, nigga, don't go outside.
Right. I was pissed.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's an adjustment for us too, though. Like just trying to put you back into the space of like, damn, I ain't talked to him, or I can talk to him, or I can go see him, or you got your own everyday shit going on that like it's kind of hard to readjust and put niggas back into play like they've been. Now, this is what I need to know though too: the adjustment for coming home as a parent, coming home parenting after 14 years on this side of the wall. Now you home. What's that adjustment like?
Sheesh.
You take that one first, G.
Man, that for me has probably been the toughest, man. So the children that my two children, my two daughters, they're grown now, man. So I have, so one of them is 20 and one of them is 21. And man, my 21-year-old, man, she kind of give me hell. I ain't gonna hold you because her thing is this.
So that's 6 and 7. Then yeah, when you fall,
exactly. And
yeah, you fall, they babies. Now you like they grown women.
No, she was 4 because I've been home. You gotta remember, I've been home 2 years.
Copy. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So and I still had interaction with them away, but it's still not the same. They're being raised under the tutelage of their mother more so than me. You know what I mean? So it's just trying. What Leak? I can't even see.
Leak is homie in this.
I can't even see. I can't see.
Oh,
I don't
man.
even see you. Like,
E-Block Radio Network, Monday 2:00. The video is up, y'all. Y'all gotta go check this video out to see Leak homie in these eggs like he just got off the bus. Go ahead though.
Yeah, man. She in that zone where she want to test me. Like she wanna like, well, you haven't been here. Like she loves me, but it's still the same. And she called me for money. That's cool. She got that part together. But as far as me saying certain things, she's real mouthy. So that adjustment for me has been really tough, man. Just this child that was a baby now coming out here. Now she's grown. You know what I'm saying? She's
in the state that you caught her too.
Yeah.
You say 20 and 21 is between like 15, 16 to like 25 is I'm smelling myself all through these years because it's like I gotta assert myself as an adult, even though you ain't even an adult in the beginning of that stage. And then it's like, well, I gotta establish the fact that I'm an adult. And like you say, again, it's the adjustment of 14 years you was here, but you wasn't here. Exactly. So like you said, you go from 4. I go from 4 to an adult. And I'm a whole different person. Now we got to relearn each other. We got to adjust to each other and try to relearn each other and have a whole different relationship than we ever had.
Exactly. And that's the process that we're going through now. It's like just basically trying to relearn each other, just trying to set boundaries and have respect for each other because I'm off that old principle, like you're not gonna disrespect me in no kind of way. So
yeah, I'm not your friend. I have that very well established with my kids. Yeah.
So like, I can get a little tough if need be, but I still want her to be able to have that voice, have that space to say what she feels because I understand it is some resentments held there. Some things that she had to go through that I wasn't able to help her out with. Seeing some of her friends just have other friends do things with their parents, both of their parents, and her not being able to do that. So I get it. Her sister isn't that bad. Like, me and her, we don't go through those type of things. But the adjustment mainly with her is that I don't really want to get too much in her business, but she deals with some how the society is today. She deals with someone. I don't really want to put her business out there.
Yeah, copy. I mean, we ain't got to personalize too much.
Yeah.
Copy.
But she deals with some of the things that society accepts today, right? That's her thing. And I have to be like, because I don't come from that.
Yeah,
You know
I come from a different generation where, yeah, this is not cool. Just because people are accepting and doing all kinds of goofy shit doesn't mean that I have to be down.
And so I just try to love her and parent to her through that, and just love her regardless, because I don't want to be the one who be like, oh, just because I'm not for that, or just because that's not what I'm about, or I'm I wasn't raised that way. You go ahead, I can't feed her to the wolves. I still have to be her father, especially me being away for so long. I really can't be the one who feed it to the wolves. Like, I ain't with none of that. So I gotta accept that.
You can't show me who you are and I decline it after being gone for all this time, because in that stage now we have no relationship.
Exactly.
Now this is not even my child. This is just like, this is a lost situation.
Yeah. So and I deal with it, and I told her, like, it's gonna be tough. Things that she
finish that bite up, Leak.
It'll be tough. Yeah, I'm about to throw it over to you anyway. I wish I could see her. I can only imagine. You probably over here acting crazy. But
so now we on to you, Leak.
And what was the question?
Now we on to you. Now the adjustment of a parenting coming after 16 being down, and now you come back home. What was the adjustment for parenting from one side of the wall to the other?
The biggest adjustment for me is that, see, when I got booked, I had a son that was 1 month old, a daughter 3 months old, and 2 on the way. So my kids' whole lives, I was in jail. So they were dealing with me. Our relationship for those 16.5 years was with the father, and that's in jail. They didn't know me as a man and as a father out here. So the biggest adjustment that still is, that we just getting over, is that this is no longer a visitor room, phone call, or video call relationship. They've dealt with me for all those years from a distance, through gates and bars.
15-minute intervals and all of that type stuff.
Yeah. So like, I watched them grow up basically in pictures, and you know what I mean, and shit like that. I was there for nothing. So now, being out here, the biggest adjustment is that they don't know me in person. They know me on the phone. It was easier for them to deal with. The biggest thing with me, like right now, is like when they need things, they still find it hard, except for one of my daughters, to ask me for stuff. I mean, when they need stuff and all that kind of stuff, they're still a little hesitant about call up and saying, Dad, blah, 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 blah. It's mostly, their mom saying, well, he needs this and he gonna need that. I know he probably ain't asked you, but I'm gonna tell you, because they don't feel comfortable asking me for stuff. Now, on the phone, in jail, when they was young and all that, as a kid, kids at a certain age, don't matter where you at, whether you're in jail, you're out there, where you at, when they're a certain age, like, daddy is daddy no matter what. Daddy is like a superstar. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it don't even matter about certain stuff. But like, they'll ask you for anything. They'll say anything. But out here now, in person, like, I'm a stranger to them when it comes to dealing with them in person. They're not used to me coming to me to ask me for money or to ask me advice about this and that kind of shit. You know what I mean? That's not what they're used to. So the biggest adjustment with my kids is dealing with them, having a personal relationship with them in person and not over the phone. It's like relearning,
Yeah, you definitely got to relearn them, because like you said, 2 of them wasn't born and 2 of them was a couple of months old. So like, right. they don't got no memory of none of that. Like, so now this is another thing I want to ask y'all about, because these are all of the things that we touched on both sides of the wall, parts 1 through 3. Relationships. How do you find dealing in relationships, the adjustments to dealing in the relationships once you came home versus being on the other side? Take that one, Leak. Go ahead. Go ahead, G.
Now, what happened?
Said,
What was this question?
Relationships. When you was on, it was relationships with females. What's the adjustments to the relationships with females coming home now? Because like one of the things we talked about on the first part of both sides of the wall was it's so easy to let relationships go just because you can't really focus on them too much because you really focused on you, because when you down, that's all you got is you. So it's like how has that adjustment been after coming home all this time to trying to deal in different relationships?
All right, I'm gonna keep like, all right, this was the biggest adjustment for me as far as relationships, as far as especially from people that you didn't have those kind of relationships with before you went to jail. Like when you start dealing with somebody in an intimate way while you're in jail, there's certain things that you can't account for being around them in person. I mean, all you know them by is the visit around the phone and pictures. So then when you come home, is a total different thing from being around a person, like physically being around a person. You're learning brand new things about them that you couldn't account for over the phone, through letters, and a couple of hours in a visit. You know what I mean? So the attraction becomes different. For years, you might have been attracted to this person. Then when you came home and you got to be around the person, the attraction has waned. It's like you seeing them person now in their own element, and it's like, damn, everything ain't as peaches and cream as you thought it was. You understand what I'm saying?
In them situations too, you gotta understand whenever they coming to see you, talk to you, or any of that, this is all I'm gonna get from you. So I'm presenting myself as the best possible version of myself. Now you catch me on a random Wednesday, like this just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the adjustment too for you that you got to make to now. It ain't just she got on the best perfume she got. You know what I'm saying? She got on the best outfit and all of that. Like she can't present herself as nobody can present themselves as the best version of themselves every single day. It's gonna be Tuesday. It's gonna be Wednesday from time to time.
But I understand that, right? But that's not the issue. The issue is like you present yourself as this. But it's the same thing with dudes, because dudes being there presenting themselves as this, but then when they come out, it's that. So it's vice versa. The biggest thing is for me coming home in a relationship, I would advise against coming home being, especially doing, I can't speak for everybody else's situation. Everybody else's situation is completely different. But for a person that's been away as long as I went away, life and everything has changed completely in 16 and a half years. You know what I mean? Everything has changed. So when you come home, you need to learn the world as it is today. It's like if you come home and you're dedicated to someone else and their way of life and what's going on with them, when you come out here, you trying to go at your own pace. You want your own situations. And like, depending on who the woman is, who the female is, she'll thinking you're coming home to walk the line that she's walking. Like they think it's selfish of you when you come and be like, well, hold up, I need to see the world with my own eyes. That don't mean
I can't see the world through the eyes that you've got for me. I got to look at it myself. Yeah, that's something we talked about. False expectations. All these false expectations do is make you fail yourself, because you expected something of me that I didn't put that in your mind. You put that in your own mind.
Yeah, I agree to that too, man. You done, Leak? My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. Leak's chewing. Go ahead. Leak's.
I would definitely second that, man. Like what he said, like give yourself a chance. The thing is, though, to be honest, right? If you a decent person, if you a decent dude, if you was in there for some time and you had somebody rocking with you, right, and then you come out here, you're gonna almost feel obligated. You feel what I'm saying? If she held you down and she was there and she was doing things with you, you're gonna feel out. You should as a man because this individual, broke her back to get up here to see you. At times probably put money on that those books for you, whatever the case may be. She was riding with you, so of course she's gonna have certain expectations. But in my experience, I know exactly what leak means. You know what I mean? It's things that you really can't. It's things that you really can't calculate. You know what I mean? Coming out here because I mean one of the chick that I was dealing with, man. You couldn't tell me she come up every time she came up. She was garbed up, looked clean, this, that, and the third. And when I get to her house, you know what I mean? I ain't getting to no name. When I get to her house was filthy. It was a lot of things that I didn't take in consideration that I actually would dislike. And I wasn't looking for an excuse because I actually tried to come home and bang it out, like just to me in a good. But I feel like I gotta agree with Leak because when you come home, you need to be able to view the whole world. It's gonna be so many different things that's gonna start to come at you, and the women, they see you, and then you come out, you got your glow on, I mean, these dudes out here burnt out doing this and doing that, and you come out and you glowing, you doing your thing, so that stuff is those temptations gonna come at you through all angles from all sides, and it's really done. Some people was able to like beat that status quo, or as far as like dudes can't come home and be with the women that was in there, but not many people can do it, man. It's really tough. So
All right, so this is one thing because I always try to throw disclaimers because you don't want somebody to listen and hear something that you ain't saying. Ladies, if you're dealing with somebody in jail, it's nothing wrong for you to have expectations because everybody has expectations of everybody in any relationship. You got expectations of your friends or your girlfriends or your guy friends, however. But for you to come home and say like, well, when G come home, he gonna do this and he gonna do that, then you messing up the whole situation because he got to readjust to the whole situation of life. And it can't just be about how you wanted it to be because that's what it was. Like you're also saying though now, when dudes will feel obligated to Shorty was rocking with me for a dime. Damn, I gotta, show her some type of love when I come home. But like Leak is saying though now, like you just said too, once I come home and now I'm around you every day, and it's like that attraction might not be there. Like you said, I come in and the house is dirty. That's a huge joint. Like if I come in and the situation ain't right, like I just came from, especially when you was up top. When you was up top, you kept your situation clean, neat, and all of that. So when you come in, the first thing you notice is why is that on the floor? How come them shoes ain't?
The first thing I noticed is why do it smell like that in here? That's what
That's what copy. But again, that all goes back to presenting yourself as your best self in these intervals. If I'm gonna come see you on this, it's gonna be 2 hours. I can present myself as my best self for these 2 hours. 15 minutes on the phone, I can be my best self. You don't know she cussing the kids out every time you hang the phone up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what type of mom she is. You don't know what type of sister, type of daughter, because you ain't getting all of that. Only thing you get on the phone is just her side of the story.
Yeah, but, I mean, you definitely can't say one last thing because I don't want to leave it out there like that either. Yeah, man, you like it can happen. I just feel like Lee said, you did so much time. I didn't really even give myself a chance because I wanted to make it work. I didn't take in consideration the attitude and sometimes the women, they really, they don't take in consideration, like the other side of it is that they don't think about how jealous that they're going to be when you're coming out here and you're getting so much attention. And it's like, I don't have all the exact time I used to have when I was away. So
exactly.
That messes them up because they feel like, well, we're like my shorty was starting to say, well, where was all these people at when you was away? And I was like, well, listen, it's going to fade out. We had like a little party for me, and like it faded out. Like, but she just was feeling like I don't get enough time, and I was like, well, I'm coming to be with you at nights, so like I just got to do this. Like people come and it's going to be a little attention. I'm still here with you. Just let me navigate what's going on. And we was like doomed from the rip because she was like, oh, fuck that, all these people.
But
Fuck that shit. I mean,
this is the same thing in any relationship though. How relationships will fail is I had a whole life before I met you. I knew whoever this girl or this guy is for 15, 20, 30 years before I met you. Like we could have been together for 3 years and it's like, well, where was he or she at? Like, yeah, but I knew him 25 years. I knew her for 25 years. Like, that's my folks.
yeah,
Like, and
yeah.
people never seem to want to understand that and want to capitulate to that, which is dumb.
Hey, but you know what though? Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Just to elaborate on that point, like you said, right? When we sitting in a joint, like we getting on the phone every day, we talking, and we're in jail. So all we have is time. So
Mm-hmm.
you dealing with somebody out there that used to phone calls every day and the business and all that. They're used to having as much access to you as they're allowed to have with your ability to contact and communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come out here and it's like I'm working at and I can't call you or I can't talk on the phone while I'm driving this truck,
Mm-hmm.
this and that. So if I can't pick up my phone now whenever you call, it's an issue. If my
Hell yeah.
work schedule or anything else that I got going on is different from what you're used to as far as the access that you have to me, it's like now it's a problem. It's like, first and foremost, like he said, when we come home, especially if we do a long time, you got somebody rocking with you for a long time, on and off, whatever, you feel obligated to say, damn, I gotta look into this.
I gotta see if I can make this work because she invested so
Exactly.
much time and energy into me. Yeah, copy.
But but
Everybody
but but,
understand
but
that.
then but then the problem comes when wait a minute. It's like he said, like first thing with me is I don't like as a we too old for me to have to tell a grown woman about a smell in her house or her house being dirty or this and that right there. That kind of shit is complete turn off. I mean that's from the door. A trifling ass woman, fuck that. Excuse me,
Yeah,
I'm serious.
I mean, copy. At any age, if you walk in and the house don't smell right, oh yeah, it can't.
No,
This
but you
can't
know,
be
when you
it.
listen up. When you a young boy, certain things you don't care. As well as you going in the house for is for certain things anyway. We done all been
It
up
de-
to smell your houses
different,
just to get something.
different situations. If it's
Exactly.
just
That's
a
what I
if it's a
said.
bust if it's a bust
Yeah,
down for the moment, then you probably didn't care at
exactly.
18.
But
If
see,
you
but
really liked her though, and you came in that house at 18 and it didn't smell right, you would have went, damn, like I thought you was this and you that. You know what I'm saying? Like even at
no,
18, you gonna think that.
you might say, damn, the house messed up. Just about, I'm still here with her though.
I didn't say you wasn't still gonna tag, but you thought she was this and she that. You know what
But
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying is, as an adult though, when you come in here and you see
Nah, yeah,
certain,
copy
I'm gonna
that.
give you a
Yeah.
prime example. I'm gonna give you a
Yeah,
prime example
man.
of other things that, as you see as a man now, that you didn't give a fuck about when you was younger, like who they are as a parent. Like this person could be as thorough as
Oh yeah, I
all
said that.
doors in every other way. But then when you see how they interact with their kids,
Yeah.
things that they do for their kids and all that stuff, and how like you hear them say certain things with their in relationship to their kids, like
If they
okay, we
belittling them,
all
if they
know as
demeaning them, if they talk to
all right,
them all kinds of reckless, yeah. That's why I
no,
said
not
that.
just that, no, not just that. For instance, if it's always thrown in the kid's face about I do this for you, I do that for you. Your father ain't in your life, so if I don't do this and I don't do that, then you ain't got this, you ain't got that. Okay, you're the mother. Now let's get something straight. A lot of us a lot of us have put our BMs and all that in certain situations by getting locked up. When you just got a bunch of suckers out here that's deadbeats that don't care. And so the burden is on a woman to be mommy and dad. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm talking about in the situations where it's always being thrown into the child's face about your father ain't here, I do this or I do that. And then the picture you're painting to everybody outside the world is like you're taking care of this child and giving this child and doing this and so much. So like you might got a 16-year-old daughter. She might got a 16-year-old daughter. And to Me and you, she's telling how she's the only one doing everything. We think she take care of this child, blah, 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 blah. Until you have the conversation with the child one-on-one. I'm like, man, I can't point to nothing in here in the last 3 years that my mom has bought for me. Yeah, I live in our house. She go shop, she buy the food, she provide this, that, she work, bust her ass to keep a roof over where I am and all that. But all that she's taking care of me, the way she's telling people she's taking care of me, tell her to come in here and point to anything that she's paid for in here. I went out here and got this shit on the lane, doing things I might shouldn't have to do at 14 and 15. Because she ain't doing it. My dad ain't around, he ain't doing it. But the things that the picture that mom is painting about how she doing all this and all that, it ain't true. But when I come out and say something like that, and say my mom ain't take care of me, people are hop down that child's throat. So your mom do everything for you. Because that's the perception, because that's the way the mom make it face. But the mom always done up, got fresh clothes on, this and that, to go out party on the weekends when she ain't working.
That's the BS Instagram shit, man. That's the stuff I hate. That type shit. I hate them type people. Mom or dad, you fucking nut. If you listening to this, you're a nut. I appreciate you hitting the button, but you're a nut.
Yeah, but the biggest thing for me, for like I said, every situation is different as far as relationships come home from each other. But what I'm going to tell you is that you cannot overlook the fact that when everything that goes on, that relationship, while you're in jail with this person over the phone through the living arms, the person is thinking that everything will be remain the same. And she's used to get all your attention, especially if she's riding the right way. Yeah. So when you come home, and if that attention is not solely on her, it ain't about another check or nothing like that. It could be your job. It could be your family. It could be this and that.
Yeah, it's just that you're not all about me. Yeah.
Yeah, that adjustment definitely changes because they don't take in consideration that once you come out here, you a different person now. Because I'm not this like it's not that you changing on them. It's I'm able to do different things now. So
I have room for growth.
Yeah, so now
I can do all this stuff.
Just my expansion.
I can talk to my mom or my man for longer than 15 minutes now. Like, I can go pull up on him and go see him.
It's like now I don't have to depend on certain things. I can go and get them done, and you don't got to depend now. Because sometimes I believe that some women, I think, when they dealing with somebody, I think that they like the fact that this person
solely dependent on you. Yes, you have those type of people out there. Yes.
Yeah, it kind of depends on kind of needs them, and then when if I don't need you in that manner no more, you feel like I'm changing. But it's not that I'm changing. It's just the simple fact that the roles is changing now. The tables is turned now. I can do for you now. You don't gotta do these things for me. Like I could take care of these things for you now, and it kind of like when they lose that power. Or that control.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, for some women, but it's not all women. I mean, it's different strokes, man.
I got one more thing before we wrap this one up.
Hold on.
Just tell me this. Now that you home, what's the goal now that you home?
The goal?
Yeah, what's your goal now that you home?
My goal is still like the same as it was before I got out here, is to get myself in a position like I'm home, I'm working, I'm doing all right, I'm progressing. But at the same time, there wasn't a platform for me to come out here and say, hey, we're pitting you on this right here. So all you got to do is take a few steps to the left or take a few steps forward or back, and you can go ahead and be what you want to be. No, it's still a grind, just a grind in a legal way. Like I'm out here and I'm working and all that, but I still haven't found the job that's going to say, okay, you're set. Yeah, I mean, I still haven't got a career. I mean, and now, mind you, I'm being patient. I'm not in a rush because even though I'm 45 years old, I don't feel as though like my time is dwindling. I don't feel as though like I gotta be in a rush to do and have everything. No, I'm still day by day, step by step. So my goal is just to continue progressing. and keeping my eyes open until I do get that job or other opportunity that can put me in a position to not only have and get my own, but also to be able to do more as far as supporting my kids and doing the shit that I need to do for them. Because my kids are at that age now, they're 16 to 17. And by the next few months, all four will be 17, going to be juniors and seniors in school. So over the next few years, I have to be able to support them as they go through college or whatever else.
You gonna get cracked on that
You know what I
prom
mean?
hit.
So like,
Yo, I'm sitting here thinking like, did he just say he got all all the same age?
He was
yeah,
only home for that. He was only home
all
for
my
that
kids
little
is born in
stretch.
05. All my kids is born in 05.
You remember Leak was only home for that little stretch, so he about to get cracked for the prom.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I just did a fucking graduation.
What I was going to say, hey, cuz, listen, you hear me?
Yeah.
I gotta run and shoot to my car real fast, right?
Go ahead. We almost done. Go ahead. You good?
It's raining out here now, right?
It's raining hard.
This the fourth phone. I don't need the fifth phone.
Go ahead, nigga. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I love y'all. Gee, I will be at y'all. Gee, most definitely got it out of me, bro.
I'm gonna hit you when we get done, Leak. Appreciate it.
All right.
Hey, my slam. All right,
Hey,
G. Close this out for us, G. What's your goal now that you home?
My goal is just to be the best version of myself, man, that I can possibly be, man. Like, I have to be, I'm not putting no crazy pressure on myself, but I know that I have to be 10 times better than what I was, because I'm a different person. I have a different mindset, and that's the thing that changed me, man. That's the thing that made me actually elevate. Like I said, I came out here, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn and like that, but I came out here, and you know what I mean. I was able in a short period of time surpass a lot of people that's been out here for a nice little bit of time. You know what I mean? Being so it's having my own space and having a couple vehicles and just like, you know, working and creating, you know, my carpet cleaning thing too. Yeah, you know.
Throw that name out there, yo.
Yeah, that's GLS _ cleaning.
All right, so hold up.
That's my IG joint. But
hold up before we even go here, because I hate that you just said this.
Yeah.
Pat yourself on the back, toot your own fucking horn. Because if you don't do it, ain't nobody else gonna do it. Feel good and be proud of the shit that you doing and that you accomplished. Don't let somebody else's small-mindedness belittle the shit that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta big up your own situation if you want other people to believe in your situation.
No, absolutely. I just always like this.
You can be humble and also
I like to always just stay in that humble zone.
But it's not bragging if these are the facts. When I tell people now, you can Google my name, you can Google hype, and all of my shit will come up. That's not me bragging. I worked hard for this shit. I worked hard for my shit to come up this way. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt,
everybody with a podcast can't say or do that, but I can. No so don't never feel like you got to throw the disclaimer, because if you don't know me, you don't know me, and that's cool. But I'm not saying this. I'm saying I say these things. I throw out all of the stuff that I'm doing and all them radio stations and all that in the beginning to show you that this stuff ain't hard and you can easily accomplish the same shit that I'm doing.
It can get done, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going sugarcoat and go like, oh man, well, you know, just another radio announcement. Nah, nigga, I got another radio announcement. You know what I'm saying? So pat yourself on the back about that shit, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I'm definitely grateful, man, and like you said, man, I am proud of things, but I don't. It's another thing with me too. I don't want to feel like I'm good, because I still feel like it's so much more growing and so much getting better and to do that I had to do. And like I said, the thing that helped me out, man, and for everyone who's listening who probably went away or just who's been home and that pretty much can't like get out of this rut, it's about mindset, man. You gotta change your mindset. You gotta, you know, have a mindset. First is about your spirituality. You gotta believe in God, whoever you believe in. You gotta have that with you, but you definitely gotta have this mindset of saying, you know, I'm going to do this, and nothing is going to really stop me from getting to this point. And I feel like if you're able to like really get that faith and that, you know, that courage to do that, things will start happening. And also for me is the people that I hang around. Like I don't really hang around no one that everyone I'm hanging around with pretty much is doing better than me. And I can say that. Like I hang around all the people that I deal with, everyone that I hang around with, you know, I'm probably at the lowest. I mean, I'm hanging around some people that's really doing good in life. And it's cool because I already know that I will be that person, you know, getting to that
I'll
next
be able to
stage.
reach these. Yeah, it's one of them things I always say. If you're the smartest nigga in the room, get out the building. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So definitely, man. And all that stuff that we hear, those sayings and stuff, like all that stuff is true, man, because I'm really living proof, man. I'm really living proof that, you know, when people counted me out, man, people thought that really I wasn't going to be able to succumb what I went through, man, which was crazy and it was vicious. I knew in the back of my mind and in my heart that I had a place and that God had something in store for me. And, you know, I came out here and you know, I'm showing it. But that's the goal for me, bro. Like real rap, cause like, you know, we talk we talk when we can talk. We haven't been talking as much as we can, but our mindsets don't never really change when we get to, you know, sharpen each other still and we talk about these businesses that we want to do. And it's always for the greater development of ourselves and our family. And that's just never gonna change for me, man. That's really what it is, man. And I'm gonna constantly keep pushing forward. And like one of us gonna get there, of course, and we already know once it happens, which should happen, but you know, so that's really it, man. I'm proud of you, man. I want to give you your flowers, man. I want to tell you how proud of you I am because, like I said, man, you just it was crazy. Like you're younger than me. So when we started growing up, we didn't necessarily hang around each other. Like, you know what I mean? When you was able to come off the steps, you started coming around and then you was around us. But, you know, you're a few years younger than me, so you wasn't necessarily my age group. Of course, when you got older, you became my age group. But you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, I would never think that you would be the one that when I fell and things got tough for me, you would be the one who stepped up and was there consistently. So I appreciate that, man. Ain't too many people like you, cuz, and you know that. And I always tell you, none of our brothers, none of our bros that we grew up with, I don't think not too many of them is exactly like you. And I love all our homies, man, but I gotta give you yours, man. Like you really cut from a different breed, man, and you really like just held it down for me and kept me breathing and alive at times. And even though it's only like I say, send me some pictures, bro. Like I said, you like, and you would say it. Like if you ain't had no bread, you would send the bread when you had to. But if you had no bread, you say, listen, I ain't got no bread for you, but I got some flicks. I'm gonna send you some flicks right there. You know what I mean?
So
And that stuff gets you through though, right? That stuff really got you to the next level, man, to the next phase of what you was going through in there, man. So I love you, man. I appreciate you for that, man. I really do. I just want to just give you your flowers, man. And you definitely a role model. You got the clothing thing going on. You got the podcast. I mean, you got the cleaning company going on. You got just holding things down for the family, and then for the second version of the family, which is the friends you holding. Man, I definitely appreciate you and love you for that.
I love you too. One of them things. I know podcast drive through, y'all. We try to keep it short and sweet, but when the shit is good, you gotta let it go. Before I close it out though, this is one of them things I always try to tell people is you never know who's watching. If for those who don't know, I've never known life without knowing G. We grew up right next door to each other. So there's never been a time that I didn't know him. Now, it's why I always say that though about you don't know what the little boy, the little girl across the street, next door, whatever, how they view you and what they see in you when you just going about it. So when you 16, in my eyes, you, Reek, Reem, y'all is the top of the top. Like
Yeah,
Jay, RPJ, because Jay was too. Like
yeah, no doubt.
y'all was the top of the top because y'all was like
Peace, J Rock.
these niggas is grown men. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you never know just them little things that you throw at the young boy. This is why I always will try the young boys. I always will try to give them something positive, say something to them. The young boys down the street selling water ice. Give me a water ice for everybody in here. The young boys are just standing out here. Here go $1. Just because you never
Exactly.
know what it is that you're doing and how you moving is going to affect them. And like you said, now we come back years later when you come back around and it's like, well, damn, yeah, now we're a little older, now we get a little closer. But damn, I still can remember 1994,
Exactly.
1992. you might not remember certain shit that happened back then because it wasn't that deep to you, but as a kid, it was everything to you.
Yeah, but
So you gotta, when you hold on to those certain things, like I said, you never know who's watching. And I never want nobody to feel like if I love you, I really fuck with you like that. Pictures was for me spending $3 just to send these joints up. I might not have the 50 that you asked for, but I got $6. I can send you 20 pictures. You know what I'm saying? But even then, I can send you 10, I can send Leak 10, I can send whoever else, you know what I'm saying? But that was always my whole thing. It was like
definitely appreciate that, man.
no,
Definitely.
you leave nobody behind. And if we all came together, we all gotta leave out of here together. But that's episodes. What was this one? 76, y'all. Appreciate y'all hitting the button. We are out. Hold up, Gerald.